Hello, hello. Welcome back, God of War and Roka. Hello, hello. Voice is dying there. Sorry for that. And I do see that pre-stream cheers. So, cheers, Roka. But yeah, after Roka's amazing stream this morning with Mad Max, I'm now back solo for a brand new game I have not played yet. I haven't even hit the new game button just to make sure things work, so things may not work overly well initially, but fingers crossed they do. But we're going to be playing Firewatch. So, at most, I've come in here and I made sure the graphics were just maxed out, because this is not a new game. Outside of that, in the main menu, the only other thing I've seen is when I move my mouse around, it moves the screen around as well. But that is it. So let's jump into this, and get going. New game. Well, we'll go to... You go to save slot 4 if we want to do, but we'll go save slot 1. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Campo Santo presents. Okay. In cooperation with Panic Inc. Okay. You see Julia. I need to click that. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You are drunk. Thank you, Roka. I will. So, what's your, major? You're pretty. Let's find out. You slur the words major, it smells like cause. You give an awkward smile. Evolutionary biology, she says, and I'm a professor. Cool, you reply. What's yours, she asked. She sniffs the air. The toxicology. Was that a burn, you ask? She says definitely. Worried she hurt your feelings, she asks if you want to split a cheeseburger. 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Haha, nice. Ooh, okay. This is going to be a little bit of a settings, controls, mouse sensitivity. Let's try 30. Back. Resume. Let's try 15. Yeah, that's good enough. What did it say? Click to use objects. Backpack, pick up. Yep. Oh, there we go. Hey. Like, I know that's the light from outside, and that doesn't look like it's working quite right. We'll keep going, we'll see what happens. Let's see where we get to. I guess we walk out, or do I'm drunk? I'm driving? Truck bed, load gear. Okay, I'm driving out. I'm not walking. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julia wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. She's also an intimidating... Oh, there's not she, but there's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. Ooh. I don't like the sound of that German Shepherd because it may be too big for Julia to handle, but it would be protective as all hell against her, to look after her. But the beagle is exactly what she wants. And you know what? It's a lot nicer to deal with a undersized dog that's not going to just walk you versus, you know, you walking it if you don't train it right. Bucket's a good dog, and a week later you've totally gone about the other one. Julia loves him. You love him too. 1979. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asks. Kids? They're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have some, a couple little idiots. Do I want kids? Ooh. Julia's kind of interested in kids. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here, decision-making wise, that seems like it's going to make a kind of an impact on where this is going. Like, I can see us foreshadowing a lot. Like, I'm going to have this scruffy dog with kids, you know, and, you know, there's a few other things kind of in there. Let's have kids, why not? In that case, we should probably get married. Yeah, I would like that, you say. These kids are going to be screwed up enough. It's probably for the best that their parents are hitched. You say she's absolutely right. Thoroughfare Trailhead. Do not forget to check in. You're in their country. Learn to live with bears. The trail's not working for inexperienced hikers. Weird said fighting. No fireworks. You can see where you came from as well. Fire danger. High or extreme actually. That's, yeah, there shouldn't be any kind of sources of ignition. Like the fact that things are green, there's a problem there. This should be dry as all shit. You can't really walk off the trail much. It's a guided experience. 1980. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You get mad, you ignore her. So wait, you fight when she gets when she gets into bed, right? No, someone's trying. You don't touch each other all night. The next day, you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. 1981. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. You pose and flex like He-Man. You frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. Hmm. I'm kind of weighing up the Victoria's Secret here. Frolic like a Victoria's Secret pose. Looks like He-Man, but He-Man, but Victoria's Secret, but He-Man. Ooh. When I looked at my body, I wasn't very He-Man like, so I think the Victoria's Secret, very nice. This is looking a lot more dry. What's this? Two Forks Fire Lookout. 8 more miles. Like I have a body. Nice. Spacebar to climb over obstructions. Ooh, pretty. 1982. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking bucket at night. There's a festival in town that brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Bucket gets kicked. But, fuck, dog. Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she's stressed. Good afternoon, Darkjaws. You confront the attacker. You scare him away, or you beat his goddamn face in. So I'm guessing with a German Shepherd, this probably would have gone. The do get bit. Do get bit good. Let's scare him away. You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all three of you. You manage to scare all 3 of you. He runs away. I think you managed to scare all 3 of them. They run away. Because yeah, you reach into your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare him. He runs away. I think is probably how that reads. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. 1984. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Convince her not to take the job. Agree if she commutes back and forth. It's 2,000 miles. You can't commute 2,000 miles. It's literally the opposite sides of America at that point. If she's commuting, like they'd have to be flying back and forward, like. I think we don't need a good job. We'll be doing fine. You tell this means you two won't have a family. She says that's bullshit. She's totally right. She asks if her taking the job means you won't come with her. You say yes. Again, bullshit. But she decides not to take it. Ooh. 1985. Julia is asked to leave Boulder on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. Oh no. She was found crying in the stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. You make macaroni and drink wine and try to forget about it. You make macaroni, drink wine, try to forget about it. See, I'd make macaroni, drink wine, and forget about it. That sounds delicious. But I think you should probably talk about it, because if you leave it kind of wrapped up, it's gonna brood and get worse. So we should talk about it. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they're worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. Ooh. Ooh. Let's grab our journal. Hey, yo. Hold up. Hold up. There you go. Hold up. There's a little problem here. That wasn't on the plan. It didn't say that. Hold on, wait. What does it say on the game's description? Because usually, like, warning, this game contains. To say. It's about adult things. So it says it's about a video game about adults having adult conversations about adult things. But do you know if more of this comes up or not?
NFS tells people not to go too far in there. It's pretty dangerous. You're in it, aren't you?
Doesn't seem that dangerous.
Henry!
Seriously, it's completely fine in here.
Damn it. That storm knocked out the phone line I used to talk to the service, which means we're cut off.
I'll see what I can do.
You think you'll take to it? Being out here? The isolation gets
Because
to me.
yeah,
Talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you.
not really here for that kind of vibe. Like, I know it wasn't bad, but like, I don't want more of it. Just because that's not the vibe here. Oh, I should pause that because it's making another noise. I wonder if we jump onto the next game that was in the list. Hello, Bappler. You arrived at a fortunately unfortunate time. Let's just say the game we're just playing had a small bit of content that may belong on a slightly more mature website than Twitch. And by more mature, I mean like you wouldn't want anyone knowing that you were looking at that kind of website. Yeah, but bit of no stuff appeared. But I am going to do a quick purchase. So what I'll do is, just so you can't hear me typing in numbers and stuff and card information, I'm going to mute myself. You'll have the background noise playing, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back and cool. So that's quitted out there. Oh, did I hit the wrong button? I hit the wrong button. Let's not push that button. Hit that button. Hit that button. Whoa, loud. Let's turn that first down for you guys. And turn it down for me. Haha, you already know the noise. Yep, I'm getting things together. Give me a bit. So let's change that to be Undertale. Done. And stream title. The sheep. The sheep, the sheep, the sheep. What does the sheep do? It's hopefully it's playing an intro movie and it doesn't actually matter too much. The sheep escapes the underground. Cool. I just need like a real simple idea. The sheep escapes the underground. Okay. Edit. Chunk. Chunk. Done. Now, when I give that a reload, that is looking good. So press 2 or enter. Cool. So we will hit solo game. We will properties this. And we want select that. Undertale.exe. Cool. There's Undertale. Let's pop stream back over on this screen. I know it's up the very top there. Give me a bit because it's not settings, language, English. Okay. Can I just manually? I can't. Okay. F4 full screen. Yo, okay, it's big. So that we want to fit to screen. This could be interesting. In game, name the fallen human. B-A-I-T. Mostly watched it. I could see it off to one side, but I wasn't directly looking at it a lot. Is his name correct? Yes. See, it's ultra wide, but 4x3, but ultra wide. So hopefully, if that's running at like 30 FPS or less. Let's plop it over here. Actually, I need a screen that is edge to edge, really, because I don't know if this is edge to edge. Oh, can I west? I can't west. I have to arrow key. Okay. Okay, so that's now edge to edge. So I can go and plop edge there. We can make this bigger. I think, actually, if it sits there, I'm kind of non the way of it so much when I'm down here. Whatever's down the bottom left of the screen, I won't cover too much. This is playing a game in full screen's a bit new. Haven't done this for a while because this is huge for me. Let's move the mouse pointer out of the way. Aha, flower. Howdy. I am Flowey. Flowey the flower. You're new to the underground, aren't you? Oh, you must be so confused. Oh, the top is cropped. Whoops. Aha. Okay, let's... I don't know where the top of the screen was. Let's try that there. Hey. Let's throw a bit of stuff in there. Someone ought to teach you how things work around here. I guess no old me'll have to do. Ready? Here we go. See that heart? That is your soul. The very culmination of your being. So we can move up, down, left, right. The soul starts off weak but can grow strong if you gain a lot of level. What's LG stand for? Why, love, of course. Okay, love. You want some love, don't you? Yep. Don't worry, I'll share some with you. And here, love is shared through little white friendliness pellets. You ready? I'm guessing I need to dodge them because they don't look good. Move around, get as many as you can. I'm not gonna get them. Hey buddy, you missed them. Let's try again, okay? I'm gonna try and hit one. Yep. You idiot. In this world, it's kill or be killed. How would anyone pass an opportunity like this? Dunk. Fire. Terrible creature portrays such pure, innocent youth. Do not be afraid, my child. I am Toriel, caretaker of the ruins. Goat Mom. I pass through this place every day to see if anyone has fallen down. You're the first human to come here in a long time. Come, I will guide you through the catacombs. This way. The shadow of the ruins looms above, filling you with determination. HP fully restored. Aha. Okay, save. File saved. So start equals save game. How's this looking for positionality? Like, this way it's south here. That's... Well, it technically can't be cut off because of the black bar at the top. Welcome to your new home, excellent one. Allow me to educate you in the operation of the ruins are full of puzzles. Ancient fusions between diversions and door keys. One must solve them to move from room to room. Please adjust yourself to the sight of them. Only the fearless may proceed. Brave ones, foolish ones, both walk not the middle road. To make progress here, you will need to trigger several switches. Do not worry, I have labeled the ones that you need to flip. press Z to read signs. Okay, so I was just enter. Use Z, cool. Stay on the path. First switch is over on the wall. So I'm guessing don't walk off the path thing. Press the switch on the left. So if you wonder, you push the one on the right, what happens? Hey yo, more decisions? This is, Also, I just wondered if, let me do, what am I going to do? I'm going to add a source. For the, tutorial for a tutorial, right. Makes sense. Image, add source, I'm going to add that source. That's going to come right down beneath solo game. Oh, that's going to go. No, it's going to go beneath solo game. Solo game, I need to crop. Transform. Hit transform. That's going to be the edge, so let's try 650. Let's say done. We're going to shift that across there. The BG we're going to. Hey, thanks for following! Sans. I'm just getting things kind of sorted out, just because it is a 4x3 game. Just so I can get a bit of a background behind me. Let's get that up there. I'll try and zoom in on stuff. Do you want to get banned or not? Nice and easy. Cool. There. Let's do that. That. You can keep that stuff in your head. Splendid. Proud of you, little one. Now let's move to the next room. As a human living in the underground, monsters may attack you. Yeah, I know you just joined. Situation. However, worry not, the process is simple. When you encounter a monster, you will enter the fight. While you're in a fight, strike up a friendly conversation. Stall for time. I'll come to resolve the conflict. Practice talking to the dummy. Let's see. You encountered the dummy. Fight, we can act, we can item, we can mercy. So if we fight, dummy. I see. See, just time it around the middle. Cool. You win 0 experience and 0 gold. The dummies are not for fighting. They are for talking. Oh, we don't want to hurt anybody, do we? Oops. Come now. My bad, it said deal with him, and the first option was fight. There's another puzzle in this room. I wonder if you can solve it. Frogget attacks you. There you go. Your love increased. Ah. So I've now got 24 health. Western room is the Eastern room's blueprint. You say no, but I picked the option. It attacked me. So Western room, okay, so it goes across, up, across, down, across, up there. This is the puzzle, but yeah, take my hand for a moment. Across, up, across, down, bigger across, up, and across. Seems a little too dangerous for now. You can go back. Excellently, thus far, my child. I have a difficult request to ask of you. I'd like you to walk to the end of the room by yourself. Forgive me for this. Well, we'll try talking to the next thing that attacks. So if we don't stand on the path, I'm gonna guess things may attack if we're not on the path. Like kind of Final Fantasy style. Maybe not. Good music. Ooh, pillar. Oh. Dot, dot. Aha. Greetings, my child. Do not worry, I did not leave you. I've been behind this pillar the whole time. Thank you for trusting me. However, the important reason for this exercise, to test your independence. You must attend to some business, and you must stay alone for a while. Please remain here. It's dangerous to explore by yourself. I have an idea. I'll give you a cell phone. If you have a need for anything, just call. Be good, alright? So I guess I could either walk back, I can chill out here. Alright, I should technically remove that at the moment while I'm going solo, because that's for Roka, who's not actually here at the moment. Let me just hit this. Can I hit escape in this? Oh, that's quitting. Right, I have to hold escape to quit. Oh, which I can't click out. I can read that, just so it's at least read. But yeah, I'll definitely I'll turn that one off just so it doesn't kind of come up, because normally I've got a friend who uses TTS who joins me on stream. So let's see. It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. Days like these, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. But yeah, let's see if I can quickly jump into the what section is it? Viewer Awards, Channel Points, and Manage Rewards and Challenges. Roka reads your text, we'll turn that one off for now. And we'll turn off the artwork as well, just so it's not there while I'm playing. Oh, but Roka's gonna need it on. I'll leave it on. I'll just read out anything that pops up anyway. It is what it is. You don't get the lovely TTS voice. You unfortunately get me. Well, I'm gonna hit on and see what happens. Ring. Hello, this is Toriel. You have not left the room, have you? There are a few puzzles ahead that I have yet to explain. Be dangerous to try to solve them yourself. Be good, alright? Click. Right, Well, let's save. It should be fully restored. And we'll save the ruins leaf pile. So we can either go south. Ooh. Hopped close. Well, let's act. Rocket. Compliment. Said was flattered. Anyway. Seems reluctant to fight you. Yeah. Check. Probably what do about life is difficult for this enemy. So let's see if I threat. I was scared anyway. Okay, so I could keep threatening them until their name turned yellow, and then give them mercy. Now I'm guessing, like, if I fought someone and got them to a point, they might turn yellow. Like, if I one-shot this person, I one-shot them. But if I injured them, they might turn yellow and go like, I'll spare you, you're good. Do I have any items? No, I've got no items. Let's try another threat. The bro, that's what you said. I was scared anyway. Fight you. Oh, so they are yellow there. I don't know if that's yellow because it's highlighted. Let's try a mercy. Spare. You won, you earn 0 experience and 2 gold. You gain no experience doing that. And what's up through here? Ooh. Says take one. Take a piece of candy. Sure. Press C to open the menu. Item. Monster candy. Well. I'm not going to. Yet. I'm gonna hold on to that. It could be useful later. Some approached meekly. I see, it's already yellow. Then you look at it, definitely. Let's check console terrorize. Here's console, here's what happens. The hurt person bursts into tears and runs away. You won. Ha. Interesting. I wonder if it's just gonna... Yep, so let's just run round. Well, let's put you out of your misery, mate. 2 experience, 2 gold. Nice. Left or right or? Yeetus and deletus. Oh. You're intimidated by Frogget's raw strength. Only kidding. 3 experience and 2 gold. Ooh. The best side of the road to drive on is the left. Oh. Haha. Funny. Down we go again. Ring. Hello, this is Toria. For no reason particular, which do you prefer? Cinnamon or butterscotch? No, it just means the game doesn't understand what's correct. Gee, I've just realized I want to, if I add a sword, fills it in nicely. So now we have color all around. Let's select, it's weird. I can't deselect anything. And now it's like, whatever I select, it puts a big green line right through it, showing it's selected. What's the nicest thing to select? Because it looks like there's an error on the screen. It says fluoro green line from the selection box. Like, I can't click out of it because everything is now covering everything on the screen. How about the rehydrate gold? Difficult to explain, but when I select different sources, like, there's a source for me as a sheep, there's one for the game, there's one for the rehydrates, all that kind of stuff. And when I select it, it has a fluoro green outline, and I can't not have anything selected unless I can't escape. Right click. Invert selection. If I go Control A. I will just select the rehydrate. That's kind of the biggest one that covers everything. But the decision is cinnamon is very supreme. Thank you very much. Click. Ring. Hello, this is Toriel. You do not dislike butterscotch, do you? I know what your preference is, but would you turn up your nose if you found it on your plate? Right? Right, I understand. Thank you, being patient. By the way, click. Out of 4 grey rocks, recommend you push them. Wimson approached meekly. Let's give you the old slasheroo. 2 experience and 2 gold. Okay, so it's basic tofu thing that the heart isn't the whole heart, it's like a pixel within the heart. Wait, pensively. Let's flirt. Do your hips. Wiggles back. Scorch. See, so it's down. Old swatch blocked the way. How about we imitate? Lie immobile with mold small. Feel like you understand the world a little better. Slime sounds. Ooh. Spare him. said you could push me around, hmm? So you're asking me to move over? Okay, just for you, pumpkin. Some more. Alrighty, how's this? I love it. Hey Carsadian, welcome in. Slime sounds. Ooh. Ruminating. Ooh. Slice. Yes. Get saved up. That's something I don't have. I do have a clock there. Cool. That has a clock on it. 9 p.m. Awesome. So knowing the mouse might one day leave its hole and get the cheese, it fills you with determination. Let's get that saved. And this cheese has been here quite a long time. It's stuck to the table. Haha. If your cheese is also stuck to the table, yeah. Sleeping ghost. Come on yet. Haha. This ghost keeps saying Z out loud repeatedly, pretending to sleep. I love it. This is good. Move it with force? Yes or no? I say no. Here comes Napster blocks. Yeah, so it's the napping block. We can check, we can flirt, we can cheer, we can threat it. Let's flirt with the ghost. Just for you little. Yeah, I can make that happen. Cheer them on. Hey. It's just a little bit better. Chill. Little joke. Yeah. So that's up to you again. Oh, so because this one's sad, we can keep cheering it up and try and make it happy. Interesting. You have to sing for your class later on this evening. What? Is this like a school class kind of thing? So it wants to show you something. Do you like it? I do. Ooh, do I flirt with him now? I see you sing some Michael Bublé. But I just want to check, is this class like a school class kind of thing, or is it like something else? Also, this is looking very loud, because that's way above my voice level. I'm just gonna... Is that gonna... There we go. Okay, so where do I want it? I want it about... Yeah, about there. Then it sits slightly beneath my voice. Cool. So I do that. That's good. Gravy, this is... This is loud. I should have it up there. Like, when your game being normalized. So your employment law classes doing a karaoke night. Yep, now you can hear me. Let's jump back into here and flirt. Oh. There's nobody around. Say I met somebody nice. I still got a slash at you, mate. Oh, I'm rambling again. I'll get out of your way. So I could have gone wild with the slashing and just removed their existence. So there's the frog. Spider bake sale or proceeds go to real spiders. Leave 7G in the web. 360G. 36G, not 360, 36G, no. Leave 18G in the web. I'm gonna leave 7G in there, yes. Leave you a donut. Spider donut. There's 12 HP. Interesting. There's 10 HP, has a thick non-licorice flavour. Spider bake sale down to the right. Can't eat food made by spiders. For spiders. Of spiders. Nice. Ribbit. Sigh. My friend never listens to me. Whenever I talk, they skip through my words by pressing X. That's right. Pressing X. Well, at least you listen to me. So you had the chance to push X and skip them. Heard using F4 can make you have a full screen. What does F4 stand for? 4 frogs? I've only seen a maximum of 3 frogs in this room. This is troubling to say the least. Ribbit. Ribbit. I've heard you were quite merciful for a human. Surely you know by now a monster wears a yellow name when you can spare it. What do you think of that? Very helpful? It's bad. Ooh. Very it's helpful bad. Is it very helpful? Or it's bad? I think it's bad. Really? And I'll tell all my friends to tell their friends' friends. Never use yellow names. How about that? Keep yellow names. No more yes. I'm gonna keep yellow names. Use yellow names. That went down a bad path quickly. I didn't like the sound of. Ring. Hello? I just realized there's been a while since I have cleaned up. I was not expecting to have company so soon. There are probably a lot of things lying out here and there. You can pick them up, but do not carry more than you need. Someday, you might see something you really like. You'll want to leave room in your pockets for that. Click. Vegetoid came out of the earth. At Vegetoid. Check, talk, devour, dinner. We can consume. Check, talk, devour, dinner. Dinner. Okay, Summit Beer offers a healthy meal. Eat your greens. I see. So that so I can get health that way. If we devour, you took a bite out of vegetal food. Recovered 5 HP. You won 0 XP, 4 gold. Oh, but I killed it technically. There was just one switch. We have 6 ways to go down. Migsop crawled up close. Bold, small, and Migsop. An act. So Migsop, we can talk. I don't care, slime shovels. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. You, my friend, are being removed. Obey the overmind, will ya? In unison now. What? Let's see removed. Burp, burp, burp. And let's also file one right in the middle of you. Scorch. Hey. Slice. 8 experience. Your love has increased. Haha. I think we take this one. Oh. Okay, so top left we have something. And bottom right we have something, and top middle. I fell down a hole. No, I can't get up. Go on without me. Wait, ghosts can fly, can't they? Oh well. Oh, I see. Contains vitamin A. Oh, I can't talk, dummy. Wah. Dinner. Cheap bits. Cheap bits. Spare him. Oh yeah. Spare him as well. Switch, press it. I say no for now. Bar door is not an exit, it simply marks a rotation in perspective. Being aggressive when there's other monsters around. He's children when alone or able. Luke's drew near. Don't pick on. Someone gets it. Right through you. So I'm guessing I'll probably go through and probably spare just about everyone in this game. And probably finish it as like sparing everyone, maybe combating everyone. I'm probably going to be sitting somewhere in between, you know, half fight, half spare kind of thing. Eye on you. I've got my eye on you. Whoa. So experience 10 gold. So I'm gonna guess if I item up Spruder Donut, 12 health. Nice. Nothing happened, okay. Nothing happened, and nothing happened. Interesting. Press the blue switch. Oh, I see. So it's a rotation of it. So. Look up the blue switch. We've got one too close and then one further away. And so it's dot dot dot. Okay, so this would be the blue switch here, but it's. Let's press it. Yes. So that'll be the blue switch. I'm gonna read this. Press the red switch. Yes. There wasn't a green switch, or if there is, it's going to be this one. Would have got it yellow, but cool bananas. Continue on that way. Up here. Oh. I think the next thing, next save point, we save and we start kind of wrapping things up. Oh, how did you get here, my childhood? My childhood, my child. Are you hurt? There, I will heal you. I should not have left you alone for so long. It was irresponsible to try to surprise you like this. Well, I suppose I cannot hide it any longer. Come, small one. But there was other path down here. Found the toy knife. Okay. Toy knife it is. Get wrecked anyone who gets in my way. When the soul tree grows any leaves, they fall right off. Aha. This gives you determination. Let's save. And let's say I can equip. So if I go item, toy knife, use. Now bandage, gold 64. So I need 29 more experience, but I've got 4 attack now. So let's X out of that and throw myself back over to the sheep scene. And if I bring this back up, I hold escape. I guess technically it works the best it does. Let's get some background noise going just so I've got a bit of sound to kind of do things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saved before equipping, so it's just, that's a problem for tomorrow. But let's do this, do that, do that. Get that going there, and I'm going to do a free cheers. But with this, with how quiet it is, I can now throw that back up to about 0.85% and it's still not too bad. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, Firewatch. I was kind of getting into that. I guess Undertale and Firewatch seem like very similar games at this point, in terms of you make a bunch of decisions that define how the game will go. Like the fact that I can, you know, when you go into a fight, you can either fight them and actually attack them, you can talk with them in different ways, and there's different talk options. You can flee or you can spare them. So it's giving you, you know, a lot of different options as you go out, and maybe like if you spare every single frog, maybe you get a frog ending. If you spare every single whatever, maybe you get a slightly different ending. I don't know. But I'm sure there's probably a lot to it. But I do remember, who's the guy talking about programming games? What's his name? Pirate Software. And he was talking about, I believe it was talking about Undertale, where it's like literally the entire game's chat was, it's like just pretty much a switch statement for every chat dialogue. And it's like, haha, yep, you don't need to be good at programming. Just do anything, it'll probably work. But yeah, Bapler, I have bad news. I have found another bug with VR Chat Sudoku or VRC Sudoku where it's not syncing a late joiner in some situation, and I haven't had a chance to actually test it to work out where it's happening. So yeah, my next step after stream here, I'm just gonna write down every single test case for both single play and multiplayer, or as many as I can think of, so I can then go through every single one of them, tick them off and go, yep, done, 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 done. Cool, this is where the bug happens. So next time we make changes to code, I can go back and go, test everything. Which is the worst thing to do. I don't want to sit there and test. I just want to program code and have fun and do Sudoku. But Yep, as you say, it sounds like a good plan. I know it's a good plan. I just don't want to do it because it kind of sucks. It means then testing's not like, oh yeah, mostly works. Yeah, ship it. It becomes more of a, yeah, closer to a job. But that's kind of what it is. You got to enjoy it. But yeah, if I go through and test it, it'll be good. I've also had a thought because I wanted to have the well, the sync was only erroring for remote people. That I know when I've had errors before that have really shit the bed with code. What would happen is it would stop everything. So no matter what you clicked or what you did, once it errored, it said stop running any more code. The problem with the manual sync button is if I'd have to change how the initialize button works. That button would have to be a only the host button, because if that was left as a everyone button, someone bolts up to it, and sure, that puts everyone into sync perfectly, but it wipes the game. But yeah, as I say, if I could completely remove all the remote sync stuff and put that into just like a manual sync button, but it doesn't actually fix the bug, because if there's a bug there, that's the problem. There's a bug there. And once that bug hits, it stops the game working. Like they can no longer, say move the selector piece around. Doesn't on-player join just call request serialization anyway? Or do you just mean have a button that just calls request serialization? Because that's the problem. I think it's when it's requesting serialization. Something's not quite right in there. The button could do that too. Technically, what I could do is replace that button with like a, reset game button. So when you click it, the initialize goes away and then a new button takes over its place. But yeah, I think the better option, fix the bug in the code, because that's kind of what needs to happen. The other thing I was looking at doing was when you clicked the button for pencil marks, was so using Poyomi shader for it and activating the outline option. But while I was sitting here talking to you about the error that's there, I just realized a far better way to do it. Because an outline, all it does as a shader is it duplicates your model and then turns the back face culling off and changes it to front face culling. So instead you don't see in the front faces, you see all the back faces. So it means that's why you can see through something, but you can see this edge around it and then it colors it a solid color. So my thought was, if I literally create a second cube that is slightly bigger than the current cube, and I place it in exactly the same location, and when you activate it, you just turn a cube on that's got front face culling on, and it's fluoro red. Voila, the cube now glows when you click it. Oh, no, it won't work. Because once an object is in front of another object, you can't click it again. Because that's the interesting problem I had with the pencil marks. Initially, I had the pencil marks in front of the the buttons, or not the buttons, but the actual tiles. And like you couldn't click onto things, or like, if something's in front of something else, you can't click it. Even if it is completely transparent and invisible and the object behind it is clickable, you can't click it. So there has to be some way to do this. Like, technically I could change the texture on it and just put a red border around the texture and that would work. But that seems kind of like cheating. I want it to like go boo and pop out and glow and shit like that. But you know what? Putting a red texture just around the edge of it and just having two textures that just swap one to the other probably works quite well. Because that kind of week. I've already got the code to do all that work. I just reuse the same code. I just plop it down there. Hey Wamanji, welcome in, welcome in. I see you are the current hype train conductor as well. That I was just wrapping up and talking with the absolutely magnificent Battler, who has been a lot of help with my VR chat Sudoku world. That he helped recode it a bit so it now has pencil marks. And yeah, he's definitely given me a lot of help and a lot of advice, and now it's a lot more usable and expandable. Just so you don't get hit up by people who may care about the name a lot more than I do, but it's Sudo, D-O, and then K-U at the end. Sudoku, not Sudoku. I think the sync case might be in pencil marks still. I still think there's something in there. That's my gut feeling. But yeah, it's I need to test it obviously. I love how Battler just goes, haha, it's just a few tweaks. If you saw the help that Battler gave, like, Battler's built different, okay? Like, Battler is built different. Like, it went from, it was readable, it was commented, it worked, to, like, it is so elegant now. It is a well-oiled machine that is now going to be easily expandable. And I've been having thoughts around what I want to add as, you snipe yourself again. But yeah, thinking around what to add as a the first whatchamacallit, additional set of kind of Stoker rules. What are they called? Yep, that's probably the best way to do it, Battler, because right now I'm double storing everything. Once it's all in the one-dimensional arrays, then you don't have to change between things. So for you, Amanji, a array is a set of things. In this case, they're numbers. They're Sudoku numbers. You know, 0 to 9. 0 being no number, then 1 to 9 being the numbers. So that's how I'm storing it. So if you have a two-dimensional array, that's a very easy thing to think about. You have kind of an X and a Y. So think of a Sudoku grid. You can go the Y horizontally across it, and the X vertically up and down it. So you go to Y position 2, X position 5, you kind of go to column 2, row 5. So that's how I had this, that's currently how it's set out at the moment with a 2-dimensional array. When I added the pencil marks, I then did a 3-dimensional array. So with that, if you think like a cube, so you've still got the X and the Y. So if you went, you Y horizontally out to where you need to go to, you X down to where you need to get to. So, you've got your X and Y to get to position. And then the third dimension, you could think of it coming out of the Sudoku grid, is the 1 to 9 for the pencil marks. So that's how it's laid out in 3 dimensions. Well, it's how I think of it in my head is, a 1-dimensional thing is literally just a straight line. 2 dimensions, a grid, an X and a Y grid. 3 dimensions is a cube. It's the X, Y, but then you can layer, layers onto it until you get a cube out the other end. Because I remember kind of thinking back to, when you learn it in school, that's pretty much how they draw it really, is, 1-dimensional array, they say, draw a set of boxes, start filling numbers in it, and then, then it's, hey, 2-dimensional array, cool, draw a grid, start putting numbers in it. 3 dimensions, it's a cube, have fun. It's in your head now, you ain't drawing a cube. Or you can technically just draw a bunch of 2-dimensional grids and kind of then label each one, just above it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing. So then you know what each one is. Because sometimes just writing it down is an easy way to go. But that's I find, because when I was working on it, Backler, I'd kind of hold my hands up in front of me to make a square shape with my fingers and then kind of point within my fingers as I go, yep, that's the X, and I'm moving my finger across my other fingers to understand how I'm moving across it. But so as Bappler says, you can't synchronize a 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional array between multiple players. So if I join, I can use that 2-dimensional array all day long. But if you then want to join in Wamanji, VRChat can't give you a 2-dimensional array and say, there you go, that's what it currently is. So I've had to... What's the best way to think of it? As it says, you take all the rows, as Bap says, you take them and you kind of flip them up, join them side by side, and off you go. Yes and no. Some things yes, some things no. That visuals definitely help, 100%, but other times some things work better, say spoken or listened to or read. It really depends on what I'm learning. But so Bappler has just worked, and I didn't know he'd worked on it yet, because I don't know, I don't think you've pushed it into the GitHub yet, Bappler, so he's taken all the 2D and 3D arrays and has flattened all the code into 1 dimension, which is mad. Oh yeah, you closed pull request 1, so I saw that. Let's see, the refactor Sudoku logic. Oh, I see that. The commit there, only use 1D arrays instead of both 1D and 2D. Yeah, we removed that private, byte and private. Oh yeah, there was the other one you had, which was read-only as well. You made one thing read-only somewhere in there. Turns out I was writing to it at some point. Oh yeah, it was the Cortanon or whatever it was. The way I did my code was I would literally take the variable and then the rotation thingy to move the thing round. Aha, so Felix started 2.5 years ago and Jade Fury has finished the rest. Nice for Manji. Congrats on getting it, all published up and going. I know some of the pains that they went through. Not really, but I know at least the programming pains, if there was much programming in there. As for the rest of the Unity stuff, that's kind of disappeared way into the background for me. A lot of Unity work for me is literally duplicate, 700 flat planes and arrange them in order that makes sense. But yeah, with the rotation backflip, because I took the rotation and then just I took the rotation, I did maths on it and put it back into the rotation thingy. Then I used that to do the work, and then after I did the work for moving wherever the item that needed to be moved, I then just reset back to its default values again. Haha, hashtag winning. But yeah, I'm just looking at this private Baisoku because that Battler's right. Don't beat around the bush. Battler's job is programming, so this is his bread and butter. And no, hopefully you're enjoying programming Sudoku, and it's something a bit different than your day to day. That's the word I was looking for. Variant Sudoku. I need to think what I want the first variant to be, and probably to work with you to figure out how to make it extensible and all that kind of thing, so I can put one thing in and go, cool, that's in. How do I extend it to be more if I want more? Because that's the goal. It's like, let's make this not just a Sudoku world, but the Sudoku world. I guess that's an interesting thought, Battler. Have you actually been in the world yet and tried it out and used it? Haha, so you've done all this programming, but you've not actually been in and gone like, hey, I'll take a look at my hard work. So it's completely kind of blind to you that you see all this code and you go like, oh yep, you set this texture here and all that kind of stuff there and that activates this, but it doesn't, like, you've got no idea of like what it actually looks like and the kind of layout of the world and what's sitting where. That's interesting, because I guess technically you can program without knowing what's where. It is, you don't care where something is in the world. The hardest thing for you would have been the rotation stuff, the Cortanon stuff for moving the stuff around. Yeah, you've seen the screenshots, but that's about it. And that movement was literally, I put a number, it's not quite right, let's add 0.5 to it, a bit more, 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, it's moving good enough. That works. So that is literally how the maths went. I just went to about 3 decimal places and said, it's accurate enough. I'm sure if you probably sat there for an hour and moved that, moved this selector grid around, it might eventually move, due to inaccuracies, out of sync, and it wouldn't be like around something, but you'd have to be doing just thousands and thousands of clicks of just like clicking and hold, you know, just all over the place, getting it moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Would be, yeah, absolutely crazy trying to do that. Right now, Wamanji, I think I can change the world name, but for now, it's still called VRC Sudoku. The other stuff I should do is work on the textures in the world, because right now it's still got some MS Paint textures. And I should update them to use Microsoft Word textures. Yeah, like, I guess that's the thing. When I've been working on it, the amount of, you know, Unity work I've actually done is very minimal. Like, it's, hey, you know, at the beginning there was a lot of Unity work of, let's create 2 boxes and have one box make another box disappear. And then, you know, so I was jumping back and forth between the code, Unity, and YouTube videos. Now it's more just pretty much all programming. And then you jump into it, test it, and then back again, because the world's pretty much, it is as it should be. But yeah, let's see your other commits, because you've done a bunch of commits 2 days ago. So you merge remote tracking branch origin main onto you. Yep, and then you reset assets and meta files to main. Oh yeah, cool. So yeah. Yeah, just let it do its thing. Oh yeah, I need to also put in that exception so it doesn't synchronize all the asset and meta files through, because they mean nothing to nobody. But yeah, see the algorithms, the context around it, yeah, it's nice to have it there, but yes, not necessary. But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to put the world up there so you could technically open Unity, load it into Unity and go, cool, you make some changes and you could hit the test button if you wanted. Oh, sorry, let me just cough for a second. Sorry about that. I'm gonna call another cheers as well. Cheers. Like, yeah, it's all good saying, yeah, I'll create a world, but it's having that idea for what you want to create as well. That's the biggest thing, like, because I sat down going, I'm going to create VR Chat Sudoku, because I had a bad experience in VR Chat with Sudoku. So I wanted, yeah. So the problem is Baplet, it's not Unity, it's Udon. That's the problem. Because there's only so much you can do in it. So with unit tests, I guess if you had a button in your world, so what you can do is in the world, there's actually a bunch of stuff that doesn't exist in there, that it's in the project, but it never shows up in the world because it's just disabled and nothing enables it ever. So I'm wondering if you would just like place a cube in your world near spawn, and you would just click that cube, like you would activate it only for testing, you know, when it's before it's been uploaded, click it, and it would just go wham and just run code to do what you want. Like it would go and call various things, you know, put things into places. It's just for the code itself, not concerning game objects. The problem is a lot of the code relies on game objects. Well, my code does anyway, or our code, I should say, not my code, our code. relies on getting a game object and changing it. You're changing its texture, changing its position, all that kind of stuff. Comes the concept of mocking. Is that when I sit here and say, Bapley, your code sucks? Not that it does, but haha, taking words that mean different things. I'm guessing probably like mocking something up more than mocking someone. But yeah, I guess unless you have a way of running a mock object which does nothing except record what methods are called on it. So providing a mock object which does nothing except record what methods are called on it. So, you know how everything sits inside Sudoku logic in the world? So what Sudoku logic actually is a game object of nothingness. It's just a raw game object. There's no actual physicalness to it. So it's something like it's about 5 meters beneath the world and about 5 meters behind the Sudoku grid. It's about the 0-0 origin or something like that. It just sits there as a empty object because the code has to be somewhere. You can't just have code existing nowhere. So technically, it's actually all in a mock object already. But yeah, you can create just a game object and you can just call it. You just say, yeah, it's got, methods and you call the methods. Because every other object because it has to have a copy of Sudoku logic in it. So you know how I'm not going to bring up the code. Oh, actually, I can bring up the code because I've got kind of code here because I'm looking at it. If I bring up logic, not logic, we'll bring up, too far back, buttons and button1.cs. Oh no, it's not button1.cs, we'll have to go to, because button1 is a button numbered. Because they're all part of, they've got that public Sudoku logic SL in them. In Unity, that is actually, because it's public, I have to put something in there, otherwise it's empty. So literally for the 1 to 9, oh no, not for 1 to 9, for the X and Y grid, so the row 1, column 1, row 2, column 2, I've had to drag Sudoku logic into the field that says, what is Sudoku logic? So I've actually had to drag the actual game object in so it knows what the game object is and how to call it. Without that, it can't call anything in there. So yes, I did that 71 times, and it's why I've been sitting on the pencil marks for a while, because I'm sitting there going like, how do I do pencil marks? Because I don't want to have to, drag it into 700 pencil mark objects. That kind of sucks. Plus, why do I need to click pencil mark objects? Because what am I doing? But then how do I reference pencil mark objects? And then with the current code, it was also then texturing them. I don't want to have 700 materials and all that kind of stuff and their own render things, and all of them I'd have to drag in individual bloody stuff into all of them, and that would have been a nightmare to deal with in terms of the whole kind of just, I don't want to sit there with 700 objects and dragging stuff forwards and backwards. It's, yeah, because it's all manual, it's all hand done. You know, it's not that kind of thing that you could just script that kind of stuff. Maybe you can, but I don't know how to, and it was, yeah. I went, let's try and find a more elegant solution, but I hadn't figured out how to change a texture by calling the object and getting its material. I didn't know how to do that. But that was that breakthrough just recently. You have methods, LA, to find that if the name is unique. Oh yeah. Yeah, so because every name is unique within it, technically you can. And you could probably pragmatically get every name. Right now, every name is not unique. The pencil mark grid, on row 1, column 1, they're unique, and row 1, column 2, they're unique. But from row 1, column 3 onwards, they are all named exactly the same. Because I realized I don't need to call anything by name or recognize anything by name at this point, because they're all in the correct order. Or technically they all have unique names, because they all need to have a unique name, but they're all called row 1, column 1, pencil mark 1 or P1, then row 1, yeah, R1, C1, P1, R1, C1, P2, R1, C1, P3, R1, C1, P4, all up to R1, C1, P9. That's the pencil marks, and they're pretty much called that across the whole thing. All of them are row 1, column 1, and then P1 through to P9. So they're named well enough is the thing. Like, if you click on the 1, you're going to get the 1 position, the 2 will be the 2 position, 3 will be the 3 position. So they're in the right place. They're just not named as well as what they could be. Maybe I'll sort it one day, but maybe I won't. It's not important. But sitting here thinking, I did a really good thermo Sudoku yesterday while I was at the airport waiting for an airplane. I wonder if a thermo Sudoku could be the right way to go for the first variant to put in there. The other thing I've just thought of with variants is also what is it? How they're going to render on top of each other, like what comes before what. So a thermometer is exactly as an old school thermometer is. So I just realized I had the music turned down for myself. It's turned up a bit for myself, that is. So if you think of like an old school thermometer that has mercury in it, you have the bulb end, which will start low, and as you go along the thermometer to tip, the numbers must increase. They can't decrease and they can't stay the same. They must get bigger, but they don't have to get bigger in order. You know, it could go 1, 2, 5, 8, 9. You know, it doesn't have to follow, you know, it doesn't have to go 2, 4, 6, 8. It doesn't have to be some sort of nice pattern. It can rapidly increase, then slowly increase, and then rapidly again, but it just has to get bigger. That's the key thing with it. So I've got thermometers. What else could we do? There could be there's killer cages. Now a killer cage would be interesting and challenging in that, so a killer cage is another region within the grid. It can go between, you know, multiple 3x3 areas. Within a killer cage, no number can repeat. So even if technically you could repeat based on regular Sudoku rules, a killer cage forbids repeats, and the numbers within the cage must add to the small number in the top left of the cage. So there's that. We could do German whispers. So along a German whispers line, numbers must have a difference of at least 5. So you could have more than 5, but they must have a difference of at least 5. So let's say you had the number 3, that then has to have a difference of 5. So if you go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it could be 8 or 9 as the next number along the line. Then because 9 is right at the top, the next number could be 4, 3, 2, or 1. There's a lot of freedom in there. So yes, you could have a German whispers line. Yep, I'll probably solve one on stream. There is Kropke dots. So, a Kropke dot, there's two kinds of dots. If a white dot separates two cells, they must be consecutive. You know, if you had a 4 on one side, the other side could be 5 or it could be 3, but it has to be exactly one number away from it. And if you have a black Kropke dot, it has a difference of 2 to 1. So if you had a 4 on one side, you could have an 8 on the other, or you could have a 2 on the other, because 8 is double 4, or 2, or 4 is double 2. You know, there's that. And what side the bigger number's on doesn't matter for both of those. So that's another one which that could be quite easy, because that would sit in between everything. So it wouldn't be too hard to kind of deal with like things overlapping and being able to see stuff and where things are. Because if you put a bunch of pencil marks in front of, say, like a German whispers line, they're going to be covering a lot of it. Now, what I should probably do with my numbers, or at least the pencil marks, I could replace them with transparent numbers. Because right now, their texture is like a solid white background. And so, you know, whatever's behind them, you're not seeing, apart from the little gap in between. The only thing is, I would still have to keep the current textures would have to remain exactly the same. I just need to add another set of 9 textures. Because I still want the regular, you know, 1 to 9 textures that are completely solid to hide everything behind them. Because that's the key thing. When you place up, say, a number 5 above your pencil marks, because there's no transparency on it at all, it hides everything behind it. So technically, if you stick your head through it, you can see the pencil marks behind it, but it covers it, and they sit like 5 millimeters behind or something. They're so close, like it's difficult to see. Even sticking your head through it with, you know, the near render distance, you know, cranked up, you struggle to see it at the best of times. But yeah, then behind everything, because I've got a fully transparent texture, so the clear texture has 0 blocking in it at all. So it means that you know, when you do clear, that has complete transparency on it. So then when the grid initializes, it sets that clear transparent texture across everything. I've then created another flat texture behind it, which has, you know, it's not none of the programming can see it, and it is just a pure white box that's exactly in the same position, shape, and size. Could set 0 on the pencil. I don't want to clear pencil marks by setting 0 on a regular digit, because I want you to be able to go and click, say, the number 5 and go, oh, I made a mistake, clear it, there's all my pencil marks again. And to be able to get back to your pencil marks. Because they are still important if you've placed the wrong number. You only want to set everything to 0 if you're doing a wipe the whole grid, start from scratch. That's when that comes into play. But yes, as I say, sitting behind everything is literally just another Sudoku tile, which is just completely blank. And it's just a pure white texture, so when you open it, it looks like you're clicking on it, and that is, yeah. Yep, question regarding the sync issue. The sync issue only affected remote players, not the main player, which is interesting, which I guess makes sense, so it must be a sync thing. That's how I figured it. Had you clicked the button to check if the board was solved on the player side? Potentially yes. What is that check button doing? Did you change what the check button does? No, where I want to be back at VR Sudoku. Logic. Oh, that's in. Sorry, I need to come back out to the VR Sudoku. Logic. Sudoku logic. It changed some values of the grid while sorry, on it. Oh. Oh. Where do I want to be? That's start init, start grid, check collection. Oh yeah, so it goes through each value. One, the cells is not filled, so yeah, so it goes through all them. Check grid, here we go. Oh, I put values into the Sudoku grid. I just update the Sudoku grid with it, and it minuses 10 off things. Yeah, that'll do it. Haha, yeah, that'll do it. That'll put everything out of sync. That's it. Because yeah, when I loop through all the columns, I take everything in, I minus 10 off it, because yeah, that'll do it. I need a new thing to put it into. Yeah, I just need a new array to stick it into, and that'll sort it. Haha. Yeah, because it's subtracting 10 off everything, because that was my key thing, that 10 were placed like given digits, and under 10 weren't. Yeah, but the sync grid and the regular grid would be out of sync now. And they can never go... It may not be the issue, but it would put them out of sync anyway. Which is not great. They should never be out of sync anyway, so... Because yeah, then technically, because when they're out of sync, one player sees one thing and one player sees another. And so like, say for myself, I would be seeing certain things, but actually that would allow me to overwrite. Yeah, that allow me to overwrite things as well. Like technically, if you, yeah, loaded the grid that was preloaded in there, hit check the grid, you could then overwrite the so I haven't tested it yet. I just know there is an error. That's the extent of what I know. It errors. Because I had someone join, and when it errored, it did not like load the Sudoku world. Like they didn't see, like they couldn't hit the initialize button at that point because it fully errored on them. And I had it for both quest people and non-quest people. Technically, they were both quest people, but one was quest through a PC. So quest through a PC runs on the PC code. So that's how I know it wasn't just a quest issue, it was both a quest and PC issue. So it's the code, not just being a quest. But as I say, I will create a test plan and then test everything and try and figure out what goes wrong where, and we'll have to fix that It's, well, I don't know what line it's going to be in your code, but for me, line 622 is where the problem comes in. And 665. Around that kind of area. It's in public void check grid. Oh yeah, I need to update that comment I put in there. If if someone puts in like 999990000, it will pass. I found out that doesn't actually pass. Haha, you fixed on your branch. Nice. It still fails because it'll check the rows first and go, yep, that's cool, they all add to 45. Then when it does the columns, that will then fail again. Because that won't add to 45 anymore, because there'll be a whole bunch of 9s vertically. So it actually works perfectly, this. I'm sure there's probably a better way to do it, and there's probably a way you can break it, that if you maybe say like put a bunch of 9s and maybe some 3s and a 1 and a 2 or something. Yep, you've just seen it, haven't you? That we're taking the Sudoku grid, subtracting 10 and just putting it straight back in the Sudoku grid, which mathematically great, works great, but we just need another XY grid in there. Something was set at the beginning of the for loop. No, it does that right at the beginning. Because it sets the sum to 0, but yeah, it should set the sum to 0 again. Oh yeah, it should set to, oh yeah. Oh yeah, and it sets it, yeah, to 0 at the end, yep. Because yeah, then it returns, because yeah, it runs through, if it fails immediately, because it just checks the columns, if it fails, it just returns immediately. It's like, don't bother checking anything else. If you failed the columns, who cares about anything else? It's not a valid Sudoku grid. And then if you then loop the rows, and it doesn't equal 45, yeah, it just sets row to false, and then it fails out. But if it's true, if the rows do add to 45, some just gets set back to 0, and then it runs through and says, yep, everything's good. Note my comment in there that I've just seen loot boxes, and it had another comment beneath it, hard. Yeah, it sums it up about right. I figured there's no point looping boxes, that if someone's willing to sit there and create a Sudoku grid that'll pass a column and a row check, but not a box check, yeah, more power to you, mate. The one thing I'm loving at the moment, Backlit, is that I can hover over, a variable kind of thing, and it'll tell me what it does. Like, you've got all those param equals whatever, like the summary things. Like, when I hover over something, it just says called when the component is first initialized with its associated objects links, such as game objects. It's just like, oh my god, I can hover over something, it tells me what it's about. I didn't know you could do that, because I'm sitting there going, it's a comment. You can't do anything with comments, they're just comments. But actually, with a hard K in there, oh no, double Q's, it's got double Q's in there. Yeah, you can actually add code to a comment that an IDE will understand, but when it's run, it's completely ignored. And that's so cool, because that makes it so much easier. Because then, yeah, param name equals y, the y coordinate of the selected tile. See, I've never mistyped the slash before. I've always just double slashed, so... Well, this stream's been going on a bit too long now, and I'm looking at the time kind of going, I've been yawning a bit and all that. So in start around line 458. Okay, you've got me interested now. So 458. Actually, I know what to do. Let me go back to the Battler logic. And I can just go straight to the one you're looking at. 4, 5, 8. Oh, if the init button has been clicked once or more, pencil mark. So, wait, so init Sudoku, reset. So if you click it, it sets that to 0. The game object current cell, set the tail, set pencil mark, reset, yep. Line 410. Oh, this is this is on start. Oh, I see. Oh, because it's not, because everyone calls start, don't they? See, I don't understand really. Does start just get called just like how does start get called? Because nothing calls start. That's what I don't understand. How does start get called? Because clearly it's getting called. Start's called by Unity when the object first gets initialized in the world. Oh, so it's like the on deserialization thing, or player joined event. Yeah, it's the player joined event that every player calls on player joined, and it does a bunch of stuff like syncing, you know, what model you're in, where your hands are, all the kind of whatever it's doing, you know, whatever it's syncing kind of stuff gets synced on the on player joined, and I am, is the term overloading it? And it's then, I'm then saying, as well as doing what you also do what I'm telling you to do as well as a little extra. And then you call the on deserialization, and then it deserializes it. Because yeah, with the on deserialization, I've got my code set up because there's 3 kinds of serialization. There's don't serialize anything, so in other words, don't network sync anything. There's manual syncing, and there's automatic sync. Automatic sync runs as fast as the VR chat server will run. So if you've got a whole bunch of players, it syncs just slower. And if you've got less players, it syncs really quickly. I changed all my syncing to manual sync because I don't need it to sit there going sync, because that sorted the syncing so I didn't have to do the on-player join stuff. But it felt like such a waste of network resources to constantly be syncing everything. It's like, why am I doing that? Let's sync manually. When a player joins, you sync once because everything's all button clicks. I don't have things happening in real time. Like if it's, hey, you've picked up an object and you want it to move with a player, yeah, sync that in real time because you don't want to have to manually sync the object moving along with a player, or yeah, something that's attached to a player. You want to, you know, you only want to sync when I click a button because each of my buttons is a manual sync as such. But yeah, okay, so the start is exactly the same. So every object probably has its start, which probably goes, hey, you've got a location, you've got a text you need to be by default, you've got a whatever an object needs, you know, whatever an object sets up, yeah, it calls start to it to start it. And that's how it gets initialized. Then you overload start and say, as well as doing what you're doing, do what I want you to do as well. Now with Sudoku logic, it's doing very little on its start probably because it is an empty game object. You can't give it a texture, you can't give it a material, you can't do anything to it except attach things to it. in this case, I attached some Udon scripting to it. So that makes sense now how that's called, because I wasn't quite sure how that was called. Like I see it says that's when it's first initialized, but it's like, how is it initialized? Because I'm not initializing it. You know, init Sudoku isn't called, but and that doesn't call start. So I was like, wonder how this does its thing. Also, need to // init Sudoku as well. Just seeing it here, because I just realized it doesn't have anything there, so that's a job for future me. Another thing to probably do, and I can do it myself, would be shifting around the location of things. So, you know, start happens right at the very top of the code, then init Sudoku happens next, then say the on player joined and the deserialization. So have that all at the top. That is the starting. When you start, this is what happens. And then start going down the list, you know, what's the next thing you're probably going to do? What then, you know, at the very bottom, hey, check the grid, you know, is your grid correct? Because the order it's in at the moment is, yeah, more or less the order that I set things up in. That you can see the first thing, decide texture, was the first thing I kind of put in there. Cool, that's in there. Then ignoring the pencil marks. Next thing I did, set texture. You know, I first decide what texture I want, and then I set the texture. Then what do I do after that? We'll ignore that. Yeah, set givens. There we go. Then set selected tile. So I had to be able to move the tile around. Once I'd figured out how to do one, I then had to move the tile around. So cool, that moved the tile around. Reset selected tile. Oh, you moved that. That thing you did starts new, then yeah, initialize Sudoku. I then had to initialize it because I had to reset it, because otherwise I was initializing it by just rerunning it or, you know, reloading into the world. Then yeah, once I then kind of got all that working, start grid was next. Cool, let's make a pre-made grid. And then check collection. What's check collection? Collection of 9 bytes of the valid Sudoku collection, row, comma, block. Oh, so you've added check collection, but it's not actually used. So you're going to check for a collection without exactly 9 numbers. Yeah, so it's looking for all of the values mod 10. Yeah, so then if you mod 10 everything. Yeah, I tried some modulus stuff and went, stuff this shit, it's too hard, and figured out a way to do it without modulus. One of the values between 1 and 9 is missing from the collection. Yep, and then I did my check grid, which, yeah, it's a way of doing it. Then set setting mode, so I could jump between setting and that. And then the deserialization at the bottom. The last thing I added. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here because it's getting a little late, and we've just been sitting here chatting about programming Sudoku, which, don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed programming this, and it has been fun, and I want to do more. I want to get this to be the best it can possibly be. Like right now, the other Sudoku world, and I wonder if I can, where do I click? Discover worlds. Yep, here we go. And then you search for Sudoku. Oh, that's users. Here we go. So the other Sudoku world has had 35,000 visits. And cool. Mad props, that's 35,000 visits. That's pretty awesome. It's been favorited 1,800 times. My world's had 1,400 visits and been favorited 62 times. So I want to beat it. That's the goal, because it's not a great Sudoku world. I've seen people who go into that world and think, that's kind of sad. I want a better world than that. I want to get it awesome. Like right now, mine's more featured than it. I.e., you know, the other world says, yep, Sudoku made using Udon, fix sync for late joiners. Well, I'll tell you now, there ain't no sync, there ain't no late joiner sync in there, it's all broken. The fact that my one works, you know, ignoring the fact that it's a little broke at the moment, it has worked in the past. Or it works well enough right now. So it has real-time sync, it works and is great. So it's doing pretty awesome. And that's where I'm at the moment. The next thing is now how to drive. Yep. Yeah, 6 at a time, it works every time. Hey, if you start at brand new instance, everyone joins in, then you initialize, it's flawless, okay? Bappler works every time. 100% of the time works every time. As long as you use it in exactly the way that I say you should use it. But yeah, let's call it here. It has been super awesome. Yeah, thank you very much, Bappler, for stopping in, as well as Roku, Amanji, Dark Jaws, Carsadian, and Sans Papyrus as well. And thank you for the follow as well. Very appreciated. So yeah, thank you to everyone who did stop by. It has been super awesome. Looks like there won't be Fire Watch, just because if there's any more chances of more nudity popping up in it, not gonna play that game, or not gonna play that game being the risk of having nudity pop up. I'm not gonna get rid of the thing. There's gonna be, the VOD will still have it. It appears for a second or two before I manage to kind of swap out of things and somehow, alt tab out. Yep, there was. It was obviously a very stylized game, which was then drawn. But I wonder if it was the decisions I picked made it go down that path which had it. So if the decisions you picked didn't go down that path, you may know have never seen it. And I didn't purposely try and pick a path that would go down that way either. That was the thing. It was completely out of left field. I was not expecting to see what I saw. But yeah, the fact that it's not banned on Twitch says technically I'm allowed to stream it. It was marked as a mature rated game, and it does say on the Steam page that it's like, hey, this is a mature game which deals with adults talking about adult situations. But it doesn't say this game contains nudity. But it contains nudity. I'll tell you what, it was on screen for a bit. But yeah, let's call it here. I've been hammering on for far too long. So yeah, thank you, Ben, for stopping by. Super appreciated for all the Sudoku help you have done. And we'll have to have a think around, once we've got this going, what the next update will look like and kind of doing all that. I need that because my throat's beginning to, you can probably hear it. beginning to die on me a bit, so cheers. Oh, that is what I need. Sorry if that was loud. But yeah, thanks Matt for stopping in. Have an absolutely wonderful day. And I'll see you tomorrow for a bit more Undertale. So we'll be continuing on with that. So thank you and bye-bye.